justice itself is hard to define, but it's something like fairness or righteousness. Not necessarily fairness as equality, but for example, in a state, fairness would be impartial rule by the government. And maybe that doesn't mean equal. Maybe that means equity instead of equality. So it's not exactly equality. It's not exactly fairness in the same way for every situation. So you want to leave your idea of justice vague enough so that we can apply it to different things at different times and still have sense, common sense. So what is justice? Have it be a synonymous concept with what is righteousness. And even then, we can break down what is just by thinking in terms of how, let's say, a government would give out a vaccine, which is a good in the society, or how a government would give out punishments to bring about something good in a society. And we can break down both of those further. Let's talk about retributive justice, the idea of punishing an injustice to bring about justice. So here's a few opening statements. We want to make sure first that the blameworthy action gets punishment. Second, we want to make sure that nobody gets punished who did not do a blameworthy action. And third, we want to make sure that the way we're punishing people is sensical, it makes sense given what they actually did. So we want to make sure that the way we're punishing people makes sense. There's different ways to punish people. You could take away some of their money by fining them, take away their life by killing them, take away their social life by scorning them, deleting them off their social media, making sure everybody knows what they did. You can take away their freedom by putting them in jail or prison. So these are different ways that we can punish. And you might think one of these might be unjust given what the person did. Or you think one of these might be unjust given that we might be wrong about who did the crime and we might actually punish someone by killing them, which you can't undo, and they'd be wrongfully committed. So there's different ways to attack what punishment we gave. But there's another way to think about this. What would be the right reason to punish someone other than the fact that they did something wrong? So there are theories about justice when it comes to why we are punishing the person. So there are some theories, two of them that I'll teach you now, that are reasons to punish someone that bring about some good in the future. There are also two theories that I'll teach you that say we should punish people and it's because of something about the past. So there are future-looking and past-looking theories of the just and the right theory of punishment. Okay, so here's the most basic one you probably thought of on your own. Retributive. This punishment is payback. So you see that someone did something wrong and you're going to take revenge. You're going to retaliate. You're going to do an eye for an eye. So someone steals from you and you're going to make sure they lose something equally valuable. It's a backward-looking, a past-looking thing. You're not retaliating or revenging or retributing, if that's a word, because of the future. No, it's all about what had happened. Another thing you could do is make sure that you're punishing them in a way that you think your goal is to bring peace to the victim or the victim's family. And so a restorative theory of punishment is also about the past. Somebody was wronged and now obviously they're living in fear. So they were kidnapped. And if that person who kidnapped them is running free, then that victim is not going to feel safe. And so maybe to restore what was lost, as if you can make someone feel better after they've been robbed by gunpoint or raped or murdered or something like that. The whole idea is that this is what the victim or the victim's family needs. That's also about the past, not necessarily about the future. And so these are two different reasons why you might punish someone. And someone might think that's not a good reason. You shouldn't be retaliating. An eye for an eye, some have said, leaves the whole world blind. So don't punish someone because you're trying to have revenge. So someone can attack that theory of punishment. Here's two others. Here's two other theories of why we should punish someone that would be justified punishments that would actually bring about justice, which are about the future. So there's the rehabilitation or the reformation theory of justice. You think the person raped or the person robbed or the person murdered or the person lied or the person kidnapped because they don't know any better. So let's teach the person. And so we put them in jail where they can sit and reflect and learn that they shouldn't rape people. That's the whole idea of prison. We are reforming them somehow. So that might be one reason why you are punishing the person and people attack that. But here's a totally different reason why that's also about the future, and that's the deterrence theory. You might think if we were to hang everybody who rapes somebody publicly, then other people who were thinking about raping won't continue raping. So you might think if we punish this person we caught, then it'll deter other people from doing it. What are you doing? You're trying to make the future better. This way, on this hand, you're trying to make the future better by teaching that person not to do it again. On the other hand, you're trying to make the future better by teaching other people that they should not do it. So there's the deterrence theory, there's the reformation theory, there is the retributive or revenge theory, there is also, oops, that's the wrong card, the restorative theory. These are four different reasons why you might punish. All four of these might be conjoined. So you might be trying to punish someone to deter others and also to restore the past. That is possible. So think about ways that we might punish someone. One way is we might kill them. The death penalty, or as it's also known, the capital punishment, that is both for the future, because I think, at least, that if you were to publicly hang every single person who was to be caught raping, you would have actually less rape because you're deterring other people from doing it, and so you end up with a better future. It might also be retributive because you are paying back that person something that they deserve. And so in some countries, if you get caught raping, the government literally chops off your sexual organ with which you raped. So, or cuts, because women can also rape. So the death penalty and a lot of other punishments could be for the future and also for the past. So don't think that you just have to choose one. A form of punishment can be good for bringing peace to the victim and the victim's family, at the same time deterring others from doing it, at the same time retaliating. But of course, if you're going to kill someone, you're not reforming someone because you're not teaching them anything by killing them. Of course, you are teaching other people, and so it is a deterrence theory of punishment.